the C grade game, so she will join us when she is done. Before we begin today, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we broadcast from today and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Well, today may see the 6th place Saints take on the 2nd place Magpies, but this season has shown us that ladder positions have really never been more irrelevant, as week after week we see bottom 5 sides challenging top 5 sides. We've seen big scores and the narrowest of margins. Today it is Myrtleford playing for their season as they try and stay in touch with the top 5. Let's just looking at the results from round 13. Another cracking round saw Wang 39 go down to Yarrawonga 40. Wang led at every change, 3 goals, 1 goal and 4 goals before going down by 1 goal in the end. It takes Wang back to 2nd place on the ladder, a game now behind Raiders, and Yarra, despite the win, dropped to 4th, equal with Coral on points but just a slightly less percentage. Amanda Yamansky back for the Magpies last week, 31 goals, Georgia Clark chipping in 8, but Katie Dean and Hannah Grady, that defensive duo that we know so well, were best on court for the Magpies. For the Yarrawonga Pigeons, it was Kalisha Pell, the up-and-coming star. She was best on and shot 29 goals for them at a 78% accuracy, really well supported by Em Larissy in defence. Corowat 48 defeated Wodonga 20 in a one-sided game. Really, Corowat limited Wodonga to only 5 goals, 4 goals and 6 goals each quarter. So they were Misley, Sally Hunter and Steve Hanrahan was certainly best on for Corowat. For Wodonga, Anna Beers was outstanding in defence and supported well by Asher Jones. Myrtleford 54 defeated the Lavington Panthers 46. A big first quarter, 22-10, set up the win for Myrtleford. Lavy won the 2nd and 3rd quarters but weren't able to peg that margin back. Myrtleford were best. Maddie Martin, Evie Hughes and Daisy O'Kane again, 47 goals at 83%. A huge effort from her once again. For Lavington, best Kate Mastronardi and Monica Domovsky, with Liv Sanson chipping in with 28 goals at 80%. Albury 54, back on the winners list, defeated the Rovers 34 in a big win. Look, they led early and really sealed the deal in the 3rd quarter with a 14-5 quarter there. Albury's best, Heidi Fisher, Justine Willis and Sky Hillier. So the experienced players in that team coming to the fore. Sky Hillier again, a big effort with 28 goals. For the Rovers, Holly McCarthy, the youngster out of the 17s, another young player that is one to watch for sure. She was best for them and Michaela Trethown supported her. Sammy Krolsham had an outstanding game as well. And in the final game, it was the Raiders 61 defeating North Albury 52. Raiders led by 5 at quarter time and at half time, and then extended to 8 and 9 respectively, and were able to hold off North Albury, who are really doing everything they can to try and knock off a couple of these top sides leading into finals. For Raiders, the best, Taylor Donnellan, Mackenzie House. Taylor Donnellan, 42 goals at 89%, and M. Stewart, 19 goals at 90%. So makes them a formidable force when you have 2 shooters putting up big numbers and high percentages. For North Albury, Maddie Lishke and Lily Kelly were best. And again, Lily Kelly, a hot shots leader, 91% accuracy with 31 goals. So just going from strength to strength. Looking at the ladder, it's the Raiders now with a game clear on top on 48. Wangaratta a game behind those guys on 44. And then we have Corowat and Yarra in 3rd and 4th, sitting on 36. So 2 games behind Wangaratta. North Albury have dropped into 5th, a game behind Yarrawonga and Corowat. So starting to get tight at that end. In 6th spot is Myrtleford on 24 points. So 2 goals behind North Albury. Is certainly, like I said, looking to try and stay in touch with that top 5. Anything can happen in these last few rounds. In other games today, it's the Rovers hosting the Panthers. Yarrawonga take on Corowat in what should be an outstanding game. North Albury host Albury, and Wodonga versus the Raiders. A big talking point out of today's game is the 200 game milestone, A-grade game milestone for Hannah Grady from the Wangaratta Magpies. She has been an absolute superstar for these guys. Started with the Maggies in 2012 in C grade when she could still have played 16s. Won a C grade premiership in 2012. 2013 stepped into A grade. She played in the A grade back-to-back premiership in 2018 and 2019. Has won 5 A grade club best and fairest. Has been an Ovens and Murray rep player for a long time. Is a coach, has been a coach at the club and an absolute leader and a real stalwart around their club. So a huge congratulations to Hannah Grady and look forward to what she brings today. Teams just about to get ready to take the court. For Myrtleford, led by Liv Lespina, they will start with Daisy O'Kane, Emma Sharp in shooting, with her Evie Hughes in the mid-court with Maddie Martin and Tina Way. Taylor Cartwright in goal defence. That's not right. There's been a change there. And Beck Piazza in goalkeeper with Ava Brock, Morgan Cartwright, Tara Breen, Georgia Reedy and Taylor Larkings on the interchange. For Wangaratta, led by Shay Cunningham, their shooting lineup will be Amanda Yamansky and Georgia Clark. In the mid-court, Izzy Newton, centre Leah Genevieve and Olivia Holmes into that wing defence position. Goal defence, Hannah Grady and goalkeeper, Katie Dean with Shay Crimmins, Kelly Keane and Abby Moore on the bench. So a very familiar lineup for Wang. Last time we saw them play was a wet day as well. We'll be interested to see what they bring today. It's going to take the pace out of it, these wet weather conditions, and really it's going to be the side that can just settle, look after possession. Days like today, it's hard to get balls. So Wang starting off with a goal from Amanda Yamansky. So Wang just the turnover early, looking to work down the court, patient. And there we see the slippery ball have an effect early. So Myrtleford with the turnover. Kane with the ball has to go a long way back while she waits for players to get down her end. Evie Hughes, great vision, finds her Kane under the post. She will be wishing she was still playing indoor netball today. There is no doubt about that. And she makes no mistake. So Myrtleford on the board. Newton out, and we welcome Lauren Morgan to the broadcast. Have you dried off and defrosted, Lauren?
I've definitely dried off. Not sure if I've defrosted yet. It's a bit bloody. The weather's definitely turned it on today for us.
Oh, hasn't it ever? Although I have to say, it was pretty awful this morning in Albury and here from all reports. The rain has stopped at the moment. If it can stay like this, it probably won't be so bad.
Yeah, touch wood. It holds off for a little bit longer.
Absolutely. Look, it is a winter sport, and I have to say we've probably been pretty blessed so far this season. As we see Myrtleford score their second goal, Daisy O'Kane right under the post. It's 2 goals apiece here on the 777 automotive scoreboard. Clark held up, forced to go back, and a great pick up there by Emma Sharp. So Myrtleford forced to swing it. It's going to be hard today. Those quick passes, they might look like they're on, but the fumbles.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think, a bit of a slower and shorter, sharper game today, just with how wet it is out there.
And we see O'Kane score for Myrtleford. So showing some great patience there. Myrtleford again working at circle edge. So some changes from their original team. Tara Breen's gone to centre with Maddie Martin back to wing defence and Tina Way into goal defence. Taylor Cartwright injured. So a withdrawal from today. And the ball from Katie Dean. She looked at Newton. The ball did not go where she wanted that to go. And the girls
straight
already
into the hands of Evie.
having a bit of a smirk and a laugh about it, which is good to see. Just over the back by Emma Sharp. So Wang will get another opportunity. Donning the white dresses today. It's their alternative dress in their Indigenous design, which they wore last year for the first time and then ended up actually wearing for quite a few games in the back half of the season in finals, particularly against clubs where there was a slight clash. And I think they look great.
Well, it makes it a lot easier for them to see each other rather than, the black and red.
You see Myrtleford really patiently looking to go forward. O'Kane coming out to create another option, which is great. So you see Breen just wait for someone to come to her, opts to swing across. And finishing off. They look really settled so far, Myrtleford.
Yeah, very nice and controlled, I think, with their play down, working it nice and short and sharp and patient as well with that ball.
And how did your game end up? I didn't see the score.
We ended up with a good little win, which is great. Keeps our finals chances alive in the C grade. So we're taking it 1 week at a time at the moment.
Absolutely. And just game by game, put yourself in the best position.
That's
Who
it.
knows what can happen in these last few rounds of the season.
That's it. It's so tight in that sort of 5th, 6th, 7th spot. Anything can kind of happen in these last few weeks.
Yeah, actually the B and C grade is phenomenal. There's, probably 7 or 8 teams, 6 or 7 teams across both grades that can still make top 5. It's
That's
amazing.
it. It's so good having the competition so tight. Makes it very exciting.
Absolutely.
Oh, good try. Good little effort there.
And Martin finishing off. And I just spoke before the game about Hannah Grady playing a 200th A grade game today for the Wang Magpies. Started in 2012, could have still played 16s, and the following year, and won a premiership with their C grade that year.
Oh, wow.
And the following year went to A. So it's been in A grade a long time now, as we see Yamansky finish off for the Magpies. So, but she's been outstanding, such a leader for their club, and I know does a lot around the club, so I'm sure they'll be looking to have a few celebratory drinks with her tonight to recognise that. As we see Sharp coming in to try and contest, but contact call made. So Wang again look to go forward. And we know the pace that Wang can bring to the game, so this is really going to force them to adjust.
Yeah, well, interesting to see whether they can slow it down or whether they can still keep that pace as they work it down in that slightly wetter, on the wetter court.
And Mansky just falls short, but able to rebound her own ball there. Yes, a few weeks ago we broadcast them against North Albury on a wet day, and it was quite a tight game. They got North led, Wang led, North came back at them, but it really looked like Wang's experience in that last quarter enabled them to really settle and control the ball and just value possession.
Yeah, and I think that's I think it's all going to come down to, I reckon, today as well.
As we see, Myrtleford forced another turnover here. So they're certainly getting lots of the ball. Myrtleford as Piazza and Way, lots of experience there. They'll be happy just to work it. Martin to Hughes. And isn't Evie Hughes having a great season?
Oh, she's having an outstanding, and swinging her between all 3 of those positions as well. Like we've seen her in wing defence, we've seen her in centre, and we've been seeing her in that wing attack position now as well. Really settling in nicely in that wing attack.
And okay, just falls short, and the Wang defenders contest but knock the ball out. So Sharp will take the ball for Myrtleford, and they'll get another opportunity here. Olivia Holmes, she's only a youngster up into the A grade, into that wing defence position for the Magpies. So great to see them able to still blood some youngsters, particularly while they've got so much experience on the A grade court.
Oh, it's
a
perfect opportunity to do it, isn't it?
Clark with the long shot.
Oh, great rebound there.
Read that like a book and just put herself under that. So Myrtleford again going forward. I think there's going to be some tired girls by the end of today.
Definitely the wet court does not seem to be slowing this game down at all.
No, and Kane moving beautifully. We're seeing her come out of the circle quite a bit and create that space. I guess the question will be, what do Wang do today to try and stop her influence?
Yes.
And that I'm taking nothing away from the players around her, but she's got quite a height advantage on both these Wang defenders.
Yes, and I think the fact that she, as you said, she's moving quite well and kind of mixing it up a little bit in there. So it's going to be interesting to see how they adapt that game as well to, I guess, what she can do in different situations.
So Wang just working it forward. Newton on the run had to offload quickly. They use the reset. And the ball has rolled
right
away.
out.
Newton, one of the fittest players on the court, has been sent to chase that. And I guess likewise down the other end, you've got Yamansky, who's in great form, and Beck Piazza. What does she do to try and stop that influence? It's a better height matchup than down this end. But yeah, Beck's really going to have to work off that body and create the doubt in the feeder's mind, sort of hedge a little bit, I think, just to make them think, as we see Yamansky there, take the ball off balance. She manages to get it back in, and they get another opportunity.
Yes, a little bit of a closer height gap down that end, but she's still got a little bit on Beck Piazza, so
yeah, she does.
I reckon she's gonna have to get her feet moving in that goalkeeper position.
As we see Way, just patiently wait for someone to come forward. And O'Kane coming out, it's allowing him to give off a long ball fairly safely. Sharp will take the ball for the Myrtleford Saints just inside. She opts to go back to the line. That's a big reset, but not a bad idea. And does a lot of work to get it in. Oh, not enough on the pass, and Grady just read it and got into that front position. So the ball will head back down the other end.
Yeah. I think it's going to be very much a defender's game as we see the rain start coming down. So we'll see how both teams adjust to this.
Oh. And Martin just dribbles the ball out through her hands. And I think we'll see a fair bit of that today.
Oh, Daisy almost getting a hand there.
As well. So Newton working it. And to that front space of Umansky, we see Kelly Keane look like she's going to roll in. She's got the goal attack bib on. I did have a laugh a few weeks ago. It was very cold and wet. The game against North, and Kel was sitting on the bench with her pants on for nearly half the game. I think was probably the best position. That was work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, I think so.
She did go on, and this time she's into the game a lot earlier. So Kelly Keane's right into goal attack as we see O'Kane take the shot for the Saints and finish off.
Yeah, I'd opt to be keeping my pants on in this sort of weather.
Absolutely. So 7 goals apiece on the 777 automated scoreboard. We've gone 10.5 minutes on the NZ Albury clock. This is first quarter action brought to you by Cavalier Homes as we see Way just controlling the ball through to attack. Great call and a drive from Sharp, and then the quick offload to O'Kane. So Emma Sharp, as always, doing a stack of work out in front. O'Kane puts up the big numbers, but it's through the work of Sharp and those girls around her that allows her to do that. And again, O'Kane that front position.
Great movement there around that circle with Emma Sharp drawing that the defenders to open up Daisy O'Kane at the post.
Absolutely, and she finishes off. So Myrtleford, 9 goals, leading the Magpies 7. And Keane will just bring a real steadying influence into this game, I think. Not that it's been unsteady or rushed at all, but she will certainly continue that work. And we see the pass from Breen just untouched. So Holmes for the Magpies, through to Newton, to Genvy. And I guess it's games like today where connections are really important, aren't they? Because the timing is disrupted with the wet weather, and you really have to know the players around you, don't you?
Yeah, I definitely. Like, I think, just slowing the game down because it's a bit wetter, like knowing what each other's timing is and that connection is, I think, absolutely vital in these sort of games. And probably considering it's pretty tight at the moment in high pressure situations as well. Yes,
absolutely, yeah. Yep, if we're still sitting at this scoreline or this margin, late in the game, it's going to be interesting, isn't it?
And even just
the power of the pass and where to put it, that sort of stuff, the players that...
How they go about catching it, how they go about, pulling that in.
That's right. As you see Breen read it really well and get a great intercept. And likewise, Genvy comes through and taps the ball. Holmes on the end of that. So ball going back again. Newton and Genvy just having to work it round. The battle between Way and Keane is fantastic out there. Genvy looks to Umansky. Just a bit of a late contest from Piazza. So Umansky will get the penalty as we hear the rain starting to get a bit stronger. Keane on the rebound. And a shout out to the umpires too who are out here in this weather doing their job as well.
Hats off to them both.
See Myrtleford away on the line, just providing that backup option. So Hughes for the Myrtleford Upmont Saints We'll work it to circle edge with Sharp. Sharp in that front position again. And just allows her to get close enough to her cane to pop that little one up.
Great little pop pass.
10 plays 10 here at the McNamara Reserve. Not long left in this quarter. Into the final minute, I'd imagine.
Oh, okay. She almost got up and got that one. Nice little trick shot.
And Myrtleford with the throw-in. Have they got time to score a late goal? Way on the run. Problem in this weather is you get a good lead and a good drive, and if you're not used, it takes a long time to stop.
Yeah.
Get back to where you need to be.
Yeah, those changes of directions don't come as easily.
No.
You kind of just slide all over the court.
As you see, Deed and Holmes. Great hands by O'Kane, really disrupting the play there for the Magpies. And there's the siren. So quarter time, we have 10 goals apiece here in the game between the Myrtleford Saints and the Wangaratta Magpies. This is O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community. .0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Until half-time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half-price selected beers until half-time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury-Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball, coming to you from the McNamara Reserve for the match between the Myrtleford Point Saints and the Wangaratta Magpies. It's 10 goals apiece in what is cold and wet conditions. And look how keen they are. There's still 30 seconds, and the teams are out there. They're ready to go. I guess they want to stay warm, don't they?
Yeah, they want to just keep moving, keep the legs going. Don't want to get too cold.
And just looking at some other scores, Cora and Yarra 11 goals apiece there, so another tight one. Good job. So the game about to get underway. It was a really controlled first quarter there by the Saints. I think they'll be really pleased with that. Just a wayward pass there. And from Wang as well. Both sides playing fairly smart netball. The odd fumble, but that's just the conditions. That wasn't through error.
That's it.
Newton looking for the ball back off. Keen. So no changes for the Wang Magpies or for the Alpine Saints. Both sides choosing to go with their starting lineup. Umansky with a shot under the post. So second quarter brought to you by Cavalier Homes. Wang with the first goal on the board and their centre.
And not the start that Myrtleford would have wanted in that quarter, but that's a really good turnover for them off the Wang centre pass.
Yeah, forcing that held ball and an opportunity for more of those today. Oh, and great vision by Way. O'Kane home all alone. She was off balance, so struggled to get enough power behind it, but it got there.
That little grimace by Tina Way there. Yeah. Going, oh,
and
he's going to make it.
Katie Dean just having a smirk. She got caught out in that instance. So Sharp forced to go back to Hughes. And a couple of youngsters here in Hughes and Holmes on each other. Great to see. It's been a real highlight of the competition this year, the youngsters that have been coming through, taking the court. As we see O'Kane just miss a rare goal, but able to pop that in. And I just did a bit of research around the goalies, and it's particularly I was interested in the matchup, Daisy and Amanda.
Yeah.
Daisy sitting at 78%, Amanda sitting at 75% for the season. But looking at
very similar.
Yeah, Daisy's numbers. 6 times she's shot in the 40s, like just huge numbers. She's had 1 in the 50s, 4 in the 30s. So she's 30 and above nearly every game.
Which is, taking a huge load of that shooting.
It is, as we see Umansky take the ball, falls short, but she does eventually rebound her own ball. And it's another on the board.
Just to pull that one in.
And likewise, Amanda, 1 in the 50s, 2 in the 40s, and 7 in the 30s. So both these shooters putting up really big numbers, and I would imagine today will be no different. I'm not sure the numbers will be as high just because it won't be as a high-scoring game as normal, but I still expect they will do the bulk of the scoring.
Yes, I would say so. I reckon it will just be on a smaller scale because I feel it's going to be a very defensive game today.
Absolutely. We see Wang, Kelly Keane and Genevieve just happy to work it round. And Keane makes a no mistake. So it's 13 goals apiece here in the second quarter. The rain really just sort of coming down a bit heavier. It's probably the heaviest we've seen it.
It's coming to settle in now.
And I think for both sides, it's really, they have to stay in touch because any sort of lead in this weather can be hard to get back. So it's going to be about
great touch there by
testing
Tara
every
Breen.
ball as we see Genevieve and Breen. So Grady, cross court to Newton. Again, doing a lot of work to work it down. Keane coming high. Umansky dropped, but dropped probably too early. So had to reset. Keane finds her in the backspace. Smart play just to put it out there and allow Amanda to step onto it. Oh, couldn't bring it in. No one could bring it in, actually, and it rolls to circle edge, and the umpire has found a penalty on circle edge. And the umpire just got confused. The umpires, I think the players knew what it was. We'll blame the weather. As we see Keane uncharacteristically miss.
Work it back through from throw in.
So Keane with the long shot. Opts to go off to Umansky. And I guess the other challenge in these games is that the mental fatigue, like of staying in it, the staying disciplined. It's frustrating. You can't play the way you probably want to play. So
well, it's not necessarily your natural game. You kind of have to adjust. So it's a constant. Ooh, and we see Tina Way just go down.
And hopefully she's okay. She's certainly going to be wet, that's for sure. And if she's got blood, it's going to get washed off fairly quickly.
Yeah.
So she might be right. As the game restarts, Keane with the shot finishes off for Magpies, takes them to 15. They've gone out to a 2-goal lead. 15 plays 13 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. Martin. The players just resetting, getting organised as play resumes. Had a few loose balls, haven't we? I guess that's also the nature of the...
No one's overly wanting to run over to get the balls that are going out of court.
Absolutely not. As we see Kane, finish off for Myrtleford, take them to 14, trailing by a goal. It's Wang on centre. And the long arm to Umansky finishes off there. So we've gone about 6 minutes here on the NZ Albury time clock. Wang with another opportunity. Genvi to Holmes, to O'Grady to Newton. Lots of experience in this side.
Yeah. They've had a pretty settled side for a couple of years, haven't they, the Wang Magpies?
Yeah, they have, yep.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, they have, actually. And a lot of these girls played together in those back-to-back premierships in 18 and 19, in fact. Wow. So, yeah, they've really been able to create a lot of stability through their senior grades and particularly their A grade. And look, some of these players played together in 16s, I think. In juniors. And in the lower grades in C, came through from C grades. So I think Izzy Newton and Hannah Grady, those girls did, as we see O'Kane finish off for the Saints. So, yeah, it certainly is an advantage. And then you throw in the experience of a Keane.
Yeah.
Genvi had some time away from the club and came back, and she's an absolute dynamite in the centre. So, and then, like I said, I guess it's about recognising
then the new blood that's coming through.
Yeah, that it's wonderful to have that, but there has to be a time where you can to try and bring some players through so that you don't get that sort of mass turnover at once. As we see some quick ball movement there by Myrtleford, works to circle, sharp, opts to go back. O'Kane with the hand up. She's probably got the space there. I guess the ball starts to get heavy too, so the big passes become a bit harder to offload, and Wayne get the turnover there. I think for me, Myrtleford probably just need to have the confidence just to put it up to her. Get close enough to circle edge and try and pop it up. She does have the height advantage.
Yeah. I agree. I think, getting that confidence to feed it in. And then also the confidence that for Emma Sharp to probably put a couple of those shots up and have the confidence that Daisy's going to pull in that rebound as well.
So Umansky takes a shot for the Magpies, takes them to 18, leading the Saints to 15, and it's on their centre. So just got the biggest margin of the game so far. 3 goals. Newton, nice ball to Umansky. So you can see those high balls into her are paying off, aren't they? And
and that was a great movement there by her as well to disrupt a bit of the space and open it up for that pass in.
Oh, and O'Kane was there and had the space. They were a fair way off the circle, I think, didn't have the confidence. And that time, great pass by Hughes.
She's really settling into that wing attack position, which is beautiful to see.
Yes, I've heard some feedback. She's had some fantastic games.
Yeah.
As we see Newton, yes, and there's no doubt she's certainly on the radar for one of the Rising Star nominees, that's for sure, which is our award for Best Player under 21. They have to have played in a lower grade at the club before playing A grade, so that's part of the criteria. So it's about recognising the development of those players as they've come through the club and have to be a permanent fixture in A grade. Yeah, so.
Oh, beautiful. Well, yeah, definitely a candidate, I reckon.
Actually, last year we didn't have a lot of players who were eligible, probably post-COVID that year.
Yeah.
But last year and certainly into this year, we've got a lot of players across the league and the clubs who certainly meet the criteria. Yeah. So it's a much tougher job this year for the selectors, picking it month to month, and then the final winner, I'm not sure how.
Oh, I don't know.
It's going to be an interesting
Definitely
process.
A job I don't think I would want.
Keen, just taking your time to stand up there. Finds Umansky, and again, those little sneaky passes. She finishes off. So Wang moved to 21, leading the Saints 16. So 5 goals it's out to now. A bit of a wayward pass, and Piazza, well watched, chases it down. So Myrtleford with a chance to get one back here, and I guess it's just about capitalising on these opportunities, which they did in the first quarter. So they've had, again, quite a bit of the ball down that end. But Dean is just sitting off O'Kane, hedging the space and creating a little bit of doubt. But that time, beautiful feed from Hughes, finds O'Kane under the post. So we've gone 11 minutes here on the NZ Albury time clock. Can Myrtleford steal a couple back? Ball's down their end, and again, Hughes feeds the pass to O'Kane. Wasn't confident to put that up. This time she does fall short. She does pull in. Oh, looked like she put in the rebound, but over the line,
just
obviously.
Hit over the line.
So Genevieve forced to go back to Holmes. She's given great support today in that wing defence position.
Been great to help bringing it out of their defence. Nice drive.
Newton begging someone to come to her. And a footwork call on Holmes. So Myrtleford get the ball back through some consistent and patient defence. Breen, bit of a wayward pass, and again, Holmes is in the action. She mops it up. Genevieve on the run. They work it to Umansky. She's towing the line, but able to pull it in and rebound her own ball. And will make no mistake that time. So a bit of a missed opportunity there for Myrtleford. They were kicking themselves. And Piazza, she nearly had that. She backed herself, but probably hesitated.
Yeah.
Had she just gone two hands, she was in the front position.
Yeah, I reckon if she just backed herself in from the start, she kind of had a little hesitation that just made her that fraction too late on that one.
Hughes looking to play on quickly. The umpire resetting her. So Way down to take the pass. And again, Hughes releases to O'Kane, just able to pull it in. So it looks like Evie's got the confidence to turn and release, which is great.
Yeah, the ball placement on that one was probably just a little bit out in front needed, but I reckon she's got the confidence to turn and go. We'll just be refining it all now.
And probably a dry day that would have come off, wouldn't it?
That's it.
So Wang just working it around, using the line where they need to. Umansky out, drives back in, but Keane the preferred option, and then the look away pass to Amanda and Piazza on the end of that. So Myrtleford create the turnover.
Great double defence there by Way and Piazza.
And Kane came forward and then looked to drop. Hand out in front. And there's the pass that they need to probably look for as you
Yep.
see O'Kane finish off. Takes Myrtleford to 18. They're trailing the Magpies 23 with probably the final minute of this quarter. Grady looks long to Amanda, knowing there's probably not long to go. Umpire resetting it. So Myrtleford, will they have time to score a late goal and try and narrow this margin to 5-goal lead to the Magpies at the moment? O'Kane standing, hand in the air. And there it is. And she finishes off. So a late goal there for the Saints. Takes them to 19. They're trailing the Magpies 23. Turn and bomb a fraction late. So it's the Magpies who steadied that quarter and will lead Myrtleford Saints into half-time, 23 goals to 19. This is O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community. .0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball. We're at the McNamara Reserve. Rain's just backed off a little bit and about to go into the third quarter for the game between the Saints and the Magpies. It's the Magpies that got out to a 4-goal lead, in that quarter. 23 plays 19 after going into quarter time even. So you can see some changes here for the Magpies. So Umansky, shooter, Clark back into goal attack. Shea Crimmins has come into wing attack. The defensive end stays the same. For the Saints, Lauren, what have they've made some changes?
Yeah, we've got a fair few changes by the looks of things. We've got Taylor Larkins coming into goal attack, and then we've got Georgia Reedy coming in at wing defence as well. So, and Maddie Martin's been moved up into centre. So a few changes through that mid-court and attacking ends.
Yeah, and probably smart to try and get some fresh legs into that centre. Mid-court if you can, as we see Wang onto the scoreboard first, just because of the nature of the game going back and forward. And as we talked about, that ability to drive and then have to stop, and it's actually quite physically taxing.
Yeah.
As we see Magpies force the turnover there.
Yeah, and gives it, I think, Wang Maggies, the defence was kind of getting on top, so give them a couple of other things to think about coming through that mid-court and defensive end.
Absolutely. So Newton to Clark, not within range, especially on a day like today. She looks to go out. And
good little hand in there by Georgia.
Good tip. So Georgia's wing defence and Taylor is goal attack. And they're sisters?
They are.
Yeah, and where do they normally play?
So I think they play for Greta in the O&K.
They've played a few games though, haven't they?
Yeah, they've come across and they've been, so when they've had a bye or they've been, I think, helping us out here at the Saints, just filling some numbers.
And again.
Great take.
Strong take. So Larkins with the ball, straight out in front, waits for the jump and then makes no mistake. Great goal by her. Someone's giving us a toot from behind as we see Myrtleford go to 20, trailing the Magpies at 24. And the umpire has found a breaking call, I think. So Myrtleford get the ball back quickly.
A couple of good little turnovers here by the Saints to start off this third quarter.
And Larkins and O'Kane, similar hairstyles. Confusing. It's just the height difference to set them apart as we see O'Kane go back to Martin. And they work it into Larkins. She looks like she's confident on the long shot, although Hannah O'Grady with the rejection.
Great hands over.
Wang working it through. Newton goes sideways to Genevieve, waiting for someone to pop through, and Crimmins does. Clark with the ball, but that's not within her range. And Reedy just giving away a contact on circle edge. So Crimmins will take the ball from the Magpies. And a beautiful pinpoint pass to Umansky under the post, beating the two defenders. So Wang moved to 25, leading the Saints 21. This is the third quarter, brought to you by McRae Motors. So we see Newton to Clark, but the umpires found obstruction calls. So they'll reset the play.
Now that bit of a height difference between both attackers and defenders down that Magpies goaling end.
It's such an advantage they have to have the two tools, and then you throw in the athletic ability of Georgia Clark.
Yeah.
But she moves so well, as we see O'Kane with a great take there. Finishes off beautifully for Myrtleford. And then to be able to roll Kelly Keane into goal attack, who just brings so much composure and a great long shot too.
Yeah.
So, they're very blessed to be able to rotate those girls through. And Crimmins on the chase. She keeps it in, but no one there for her. So, Myrtleford with the opportunity. Reedy to Martin. Back to Reedy.
Couldn't quite keep that one.
Clark having to go back to Grady. So, the hands of Myrtleford here really just holding up Wang. That defensive pressure, you feel like that's increased a little bit at the start of this quarter. Clark looks for the refeed, but it opens up Umansky behind her. She finishes off. So we've got Myrtleford 22 trailing the Magpies 27. Still at that 5 goals. They haven't been able to extend it further. Myrtleford have been able to get it back a little bit, but not quite close the gap. Martin on top, and Larkings comes through. Turns, shoots, couldn't get it, but okay.
Great rebound.
Yeah, strong underneath there, able to bring it in. And takes the gap back to 4. A few other interesting games going on today. So just looking at some other scores. Raiders 37 with a strong lead over the Wodonga Bulldogs 25. It's Lavington 27 leading the Rovers 21. North Albury 27 leading Albury 22. And the other cracking game, Yarrawonga 21 leading the Roos 18 at this stage. So that's 3rd versus 4th, that game. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top there. Cora with a very convincing win last week, but Yarrawonga equally so with an impressive win over Wangaratta. Yarrawonga just starting to hit some form, which is scary for all the other teams in the competition, given their history in finals.
Yes.
As you see, a great pass to Umansky, and she finishes off for the Magpies.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Cora go in that game, whether they can pull it back, or I reckon it'll be very close if the weather's the same over there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Crimmins did well to keep her balance and find Umansky. She saw that she was off balance and came at her. So Newton will take the ball outside. Clark with the penalty pass or shot, opts to go short to Umansky. And why wouldn't you, the way she is shooting. Takes Wang to 30, leading the Saints 24. Yes, just looking at their run home, it's look, it's interesting. Myrtleford obviously are 2 games out of the 5, so wanting just to stay in touch. But they have Wang today, they have Corowa and Raiders the next 2 weeks, so they really have the strongest, the toughest run home out of anyone really, and they finish with Rovers and Albury. In other games, most of the other sides play just one of the top 5 sides. Although Raiders do also have a tough run home. They have Wodonga today, then they will face Yarrawonga. They then have Myrtleford, then they take on Corowa, and they finish with Wangaratta. So they have a tougher run as well, although I don't think that will phase them. I think sometimes having that tough run into finals holds you in pretty good stead.
Yeah. Well, that's it. And again, I guess if you kind of win that, it gives you good confidence heading into those finals as well, like knowing you can take it to those top teams.
Yep, absolutely. So out of those sides, Raiders lost to Yarra first round. So that game we're broadcasting in a couple of weeks will be a very interesting game to keep an eye on. As Umansky takes Wangaratta to 32. Really extended there, leading Myrtleford 23. That's a 9-goal lead. Martin out. Cross to Hughes. Larkins just popping through. That looks like that's her preferred shot right in front at the top there.
Good little dish off to Daisy O'Kane to finish it off.
Yeah, so Myrtleford, I guess the team that they're fighting with is most likely at this stage to be North Albury, who have Albury and Lavie and Rovers to come, but then have Yarrawonga and finish with Wodonga. And their results against the top 5 sides, as we see Umansky just miss, rebound and miss again. She's right under the post down that far end. Makes no mistake that time. For North Albury, they haven't beaten many of the top sides. They've beaten Yarra and Corowa. They haven't gotten over Raiders. They didn't get over Wang. So, but they've lost some games by smallest of margins.
Yeah.
As we see a rolling sub here from Myrtleford. So
Taylor, I think, has gone into, Georgia Reedy's gone into centre, and Maddie Martin's dropped back into that wing defence position.
Wang goes top to Shay Crimmins, and she finds Umansky, so that triangle set up. But Beck Piazza, strong on the rebound.
Great strong hands on that rebound.
And we've got another loose ball off. This time it's 10 away. He gets the job of retrieving it.
Yeah, they're all happy to take a moment to reset.
Way with a deadly bounce pass. Oh, bounce pass through the mid-court, especially on a day like today.
Any bounce
dear.
pass, it gives me anxiety
Especially
today.
through the mid-court. Yeah, absolutely. On a wet day. It's a game move, but it's come off. Larking's great little change-up, bounce pass, but the Reedy didn't have enough on it, but the umpire resets it, so she'll get another opportunity. Larking's out too far, steps on, and a little layup pass to O'Kane.
Good little trick.
Effective,
Got a little tricks up her sleeve.
Absolutely. Hey, they're 8 goals down. I guess you've got to try anything, as we see Piazza contest that ball, but off her hands. Clark stepping in, trying to get over the hands of Piazza. And Umansky's on the ground. I'm not sure I'd be sitting there for too long. It wouldn't be a pleasant experience today. She'll take another shot at goal.
I don't know how much wetter we can get, though, with the rain
Well,
starting to come down again now.
Exactly. Yes, it's just, it's not going away. It's just coming and going, isn't it? And I guess once you're saturated, you're saturated.
Yeah.
I reckon there'll be the Myrtleford hot water system will be getting its work out today. As we see Larkings go for the long shot. Game move in weather like today. Nearly came off, but the foot was out as she rebounded that. So Dean took the throw in for Magpies, and they move it fairly quickly and move it long. Just starting to find a bit of space. Myrtleford seemed to have gone back to a bit more of a one-on-one. And Clark with the look away finds Umansky under the post.
Great little fake and look away pass there.
So it's Magpies with the 10-goal lead, and Clark gets it off to Umansky. Umpire says play on, and she finishes off. So it takes it to 11 goals here on the 777 automated scoreboard. We've gone about 11 and a half minutes on the NZ Albury time clock as we see O'Kane come out trying to create something different. Larking sweeping front, the refeed, and again the quick little pass over finds O'Kane. She's quick on the release.
Yeah, she's quick on that release. Which, with the Wang Magpies defenders moving the way they are, I think is needed.
Absolutely. So Way with the ball for the Saints. Look to go into attack again. Reedy.
Oh,
and
good space.
Yeah, nice vision to O'Kane under the post there. So another one back for Myrtleford. Takes them to 27. They trail by 9. Reedy looks to assist her. And on the second end, smart tap again by Larkings to O'Kane. She's trying to bring something to the game, isn't she? Create some energy.
Trying to create some energy, create some spark out there, get Myrtleford up and about.
That's right, and if they can narrow this score, give themselves a chance in the last. So we've got 36 goals leading the Saints 28. But again, the Magpies finding Umansky deep under that post. They move to 37. It's back out to 9. O'Kane high, too high to shoot, so they work it back in. Strong pull in by Daisy O'Kane.
Keep that pressure on, that scoreboard pressure as well, Saints, by converting that centre pass. I reckon they'll hopefully create some pressure down the other end.
Yeah, and you just feel like the pace had picked up a little bit down that end. And as I said, a bit of sort of intensity on the ball with their passes. Reedy finds Sister Taylor off the line. O'Kane out, swings it across to Reedy. And Sister in the background, and she's able to keep it in and get it to O'Kane. So a bit of Larking's magic out there at the moment.
She's doing everything
Bringing
she
the
can.
entertainment, absolutely. and why not? You they're 10 goals down and dripping wet. So you know what? If you can't try it now, when can you? As we see,
That's it. Oh,
Umansky not able to pull it in, and Wade just caught in the contact. Head in her hand. She's disappointed with that. And the umpires found obstruction call on Piazza. So Umansky with the shot there. Wangaratta moved to 39, leading Myrtleford 28. We're into the last minute of this quarter. Larkins looks long, goes to O'Kane. She's able to pull it in. No one home. They're forced to refeed. Again, O'Kane too far out to score. They'll have to work it in, and they'll have to do it quickly. O'Kane's calling for it. Great take. Steps in, finishes off. So Myrtleford go to 31. Trailing the Magpies 39. So it's an 8-goal lead to the Wang Magpies here at three-quarter time. This is O&M Live, and on O&M Live you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community. .0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Until half-time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half-price selected beers until half-time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball. We're at the McNamara Reserve in what is pretty average conditions, one would say. We're okay. We're under the tent, Lauren Morgan. We're covered. We're dry. I really feel for these guys that are out in court. It's the Saints trailing the Magpies 31-39 as we go into the final quarter. It's a tough lead at any time against Wang. particularly on a day like today.
Yeah.
Mentally to stay in it, but also physically to come up with the goods, as we see. Umetsky again. She's been their main avenue to goal. Clark too far out. Crimmer's just working the ball to circle edge. I reckon that one hurt Newton as she took it. There was a grimace. And she's having to reset. So some great defensive work here from the Saints, really holding Wang up. Not able to find Umansky. And Piazza coming through. The tip on that. And Wang come up with the ball. So no changes. Oh, sorry. Newton gone to centre, Genvi to wing defence for the Magpies.
No changes to the Myrtleford lineup. They've kept the same.
Larkins, she just offloads it over the mess to O'Kane. She's able to pull it in. And again, that little step on. Layup pass gets it over hands to O'Kane. They respond as well. 32 plays 40. Clark can't get over the hands of Piazza. Not enough on that. Myrtleford create the turnover there. In our other game between our top 5 sides, Yarrawonga hosting the Roos. It's Yarrawonga 30, leading Corowa 26. So if it's as wet there as it is here, that's probably not a bad lead to have. Other games going probably the way as you would expect. North Albury leading Albury. Lavington leading the Rovers 34-26, and Raiders with a strong lead over Wodonga 51-32. 51 goals. We would assume they have a quarter to go, but quite high scoring for such a miserable day. So some goals getting put up there. So, Lauren, will you start to get busy in the next couple of months with the series against New Zealand and the Constellation Cup and that coming up?
Yeah, well, it's getting busy at the moment as we head into the Super Netball, the Suncorp Super Netball finals. They kick off, the first finals this afternoon. So
yes, I'll be going home to have a shower, sit on my couch and watch the finals.
Yes.
Absolutely. The Thunderbirds taking on the Vixens.
Yeah, so getting a bit busy with all that in the next couple of weeks, and then
so you're doing some of the promo stuff for that.
Yeah, so we do a bit of the promo for the league, and then and then a little bit of a break, and then we head straight into the international test series with our Diamonds at the end of the year, taking on the Silver Ferns and the Roses. So
yeah, that is exciting. Looking to try and get to one or two of those games, especially there's one at Bendigo.
There is one in Bendigo, so which will be really, really good. I'm expecting a very good turnout, I reckon, with a few travellers from around here.
I know, and I have to say, what a fantastic job you did on that sort of short documentary, the behind-the-scenes stuff from the World Cup. It was great to see all that vision and, getting insight into what goes on.
It was a fantastic, experience. I think, as I said last time, and, to be able to kind of give, I think, fans really want to see that stuff that kind of goes on, their lead up and what they do in their prep. So, it was really nice to be able to put that together.
It was great watching. And a few new names and faces coming in this year.
Yeah, a few new
Diamond
in the
side,
squad.
So
with a couple of retirements last year and whatnot. I reckon it'll be a nice little fresh squad.
As we see, Umetsky missed the Maggies. Crimmins come charging in to try and get that. Yes, and I think the SSN finals that, as we said, kick off today are going to be very interesting as well to see what happens there.
I reckon it's going to be fairly tight. It's going to be a fairly tight, especially against that top three teams that all they finished on the same points in the end. So
it all came down to that final game last week. It all came
down to that final game and came down to percentage. So, and then Lightning took it to the Thunderbirds as well. So it's going to be, I think, they're coming into some good form.
They are.
So
stacked with stars that side,
aren't
they? So,
yeah, they are. So I think it's going to be a very exciting final series.
And are you a Vixens fan?
I am. I'm Vixens through and through, but I definitely have probably my favourites.
Yeah. Well, we're a bit the same. We're Vixens, but a few favourite players that we like to support. Yeah.
So, but yeah, so we'll.
Vixens are looking good. They are looking very impressive if they can maintain their form.
That's it. So I reckon, yeah, it's going to be a close one. So we'll see how that goes. So,
back here we've got Wang with 41 leading Myrtleford 32. Both sides have only scored 1 goal this quarter.
yeah,
So it's
real tight defence.
getting tense out there. We see Umansky. She's gone down. She's really looking uncomfortable. Couple of big breaths. Takes the shot. I think that one hurt. So Wayne go to 42. Just extend their lead out to 10. Crimmins. Oh, and Piazza. Yeah, read that like a book. It was always hers. Larkins turns. Looks to go to Hughes. She has to flick it in. O'Kane under it. Not able to pull it in. Just watching the B-grade girls warm up out the back. Never have you seen so many Kathmandus in your life, or black.
Or hoods up.
Oh dear, it's commitment at its finest, isn't it?
None of them look overly comfortable and happy to be warming up by the looks of things.
I reckon I'd be going for a minimal warm-up today.
Yeah.
A warm-up under the shelter. As you see O'Kane flick across court to Reedy. She's not able to pull that in, but they will have the baseline throw in. Larkins the ball. What's she going to do here? And the umpire's found offside. That's a coach killer.
There's a lot going on in that centre matchup at the moment.
Yeah, it's a really good matchup, actually. And I would imagine that, yes, they would know a lot of these girls, that Wang connection. Clark opts for the little one to Crimmins. Just able to draw the contact. Goes back over the top, back to Clark. And the ball just spins off that wet ring. And Clark's had a bit of a wardrobe malfunction. She's fixing the bib. Wang looked to set up a zone here. Way forced back to Piazza.
Bounce pass again.
Reedy, that's working it through. Martin on the body, found a player, managed to get the ball. That's the way to break it. And Reedy goes straight over the top to O'Kane under the post. So well worked by Myrtleford.
Yeah, great transition there and a great setup. Daisy holding that space.
So it's Wang by 8. Newton with the ball. Clark coming through. Works it around the circle. And this time it's nothing but net. So Wang taking it back to 9 goals. Fourth quarter action brought to you by Martins Albury. It's Reedy to Hughes. She looks long to O'Kane. And that's what I've noticed with Evie Hughes. Her eyes, the first thing she does is look into that goal circle.
Yeah.
Wants to connect with her.
She always looks for that feed in, looks goal circle first and then looks elsewhere.
Wang just being held up again, showing some great patience to work it around. This is where their connections, I guess, are so important. As we see Piazza come through, tap the ball and Myrtle for the end of it. So as it starts to really come down here, Hughes finds O'Kane under the post. She misses, but able to pull it in, make no mistake that time. Myrtleford go to 35, trailing the Magpies 43. In our other game, tight game, it's Yarrawonga 33 with just a 2-goal lead over Corowa 31. So things are tight down at the JC Low Oval. Umpire says it's Myrtleford pass. So looking to go through to attack.
Couple little turnovers here by Myrtleford.
Nice turn and release by Larkins to Sister Reedy. And smart play by Reedy just to play on there.
Got that ball moving.
Beat the eyes of the defenders and they found O'Kane and scored. gone almost 10 minutes here on the NZ Albury time clock. Can Myrtleford pull this margin back a little bit? Piazza says,
Pulling up another one.
let me have a go. So they work it down. Reedy on circle edge, goes over the top to O'Kane. Nice vision to find her and release, just beats the defender. So O'Kane takes Myrtleford to 37, trailing the Magpies 43, back to 6 goals. And again, Piazza comes through. And just called out of play. Newton, there's a lot in it, but I think just the conditions meant Newton couldn't hold her feet.
Great
and Clark finishes off with a swish O. So takes it Wang to 44. Back out to 7. And Grady ends up with the ball, but is deemed too close. She drops her head. She's disappointed. I'm not sure how else she was going to end up with that.
Great feed in there by Eva Hughes. I'm not sure what our B graders are doing on the fence out the back
that's
there.
an interesting warm-up move. Oh, you'd try anything on a day like today, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And Clark, great drive, looks to keep it in. Just a little hop on the land. So Myrtleford again. 6 goals the margin here. We've gone 11.5 minutes. Way just pulls it in. Gendry, sorry, coming through with the fly. Again, Wang just forced to work it round, which they're happy to do. Crimmins coming through, Clark out. Yametsky holding and dropping into that space. And that's a tough one to beat from Piazza.
Yeah, I think unfortunately that one-on-one hold is going to be a tough one for her to get her hands to.
Hughes again finds O'Kane coming out. Larkings just pops through. Great footwork there to pop back into the space. Can't get around the hands of it. Grady. The umpire says too close, so she'll get another shot. Finishes off this time. She's added some great entertainment since she's come on. Just changing it up. A bit unorthodox, and I think, the defenders haven't quite known what she's going to do, where she's going to go, but it's worked really well. Newton, strong take there, draws the contact. The lights are on here at Myrtleford, which is an indicator
of how dark
it
really is out there.
I do know that that they were on early in the day. Liv Lespino, apologies, said they were on for the 15s, and I think it absolutely poured for that game. So the Littlies.
I think it didn't stop by the sounds of things.
Crimmins to Newton on the drive. Again, they opt to go back before going forward. Hands of Myrtleford players everywhere, blocking the vision. This time they find Clark too far out. She has to refeed before they find Yametsky, and Way just can't keep her feet in that contest.
It's getting slippery out there.
Absolutely. So Wang have gone to 47, leading Myrtleford 40. Smooth pass by Hughes. Finds Reedy, the long bomb from her goes astray. So Wang with the ball again, probably into the final minute of this game. And Yametsky takes it. Piazza catches it. Good take by Yametsky and a good take by Piazza to catch Amanda. So Clark will take the ball, dying stages of this game. skims off the ring. You can see if they sit too flat, they're just not dropping at all, are they?
Dropping.
Piazza launches it, probably knows there's not long to go, but generally on the end of it. So Wang bring the ball back into attack again, and this time it's Reedy with the take. And there is the final siren. So it's the Wang Magpies, 47, getting up over the Myrtleford Our Point Saints, 40 in wet and awful conditions here. As we see the players shake hands, and we'll get our best player. Come in undercover. Amanda Yamansky. Well done, you're our McRae Motors Player of the Day. Wow, we haven't had weather like that for some time, but you guys managed to get the win. It was a really tight first half. Myrtleford really threw everything at you, but you were able just to establish that 5-goal lead and then settle in. What was the talk like at your breaks?
It's just about having composure. That's what we've been really trying to work on lately. And making sure that, we reset when we have to, not rush it in. And obviously the weather is not great, so we made sure that we played to the weather as best as we could.
Yes.
There's no one can play good in the wet.
No,
So.
absolutely. And you took some great takes and we saw lots of movement as well. But I guess we were talking a wet day like today, it disrupts the timing and you're so then reliant on your connections. Did you guys feel that you had to really become reliant on that? The understanding the knowledge that you have of each other? Yeah,
most definitely. Like, obviously, we're starting to get a bit ahead of ourselves and getting a bit of speed, so we just have to say, all right, back it up. Slow it down again. Don't get ahead of yourself because, this weather, it's just a level playing field when it's raining like this. You don't know who's going to come out.
Absolutely. And tell us about Olivia Holmes. She was fantastic today. She's played a few games up.
Yeah, it's good to give her the opportunity, obviously, with Brooke away, which we miss Brooke.
Yes. Shout out to Brooke, who's probably watching from somewhere that's beautiful and sunny. She's probably sitting with a cocktail in her hand. Shout out to you, Brooke Thorpe. Look at what you're missing.
Yeah, but credit to Liv Holmes. She came in, she didn't look out of place at all, and she's been working really hard at trainings and in B grade as well. She's a standout.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, well, look, well done. We'll go and let you get dry and warm. Congratulations on a tough win today, but you got the points. So well done, Amanda.
Thanks, Tom.
So Amanda Yamansky, our Player of the Day, as she said, it just becomes a really level playing field when you've got weather like today. But I think just that experience of Wang were able to stand up. Like I said, they had that wet game a few weeks ago where they're able to get over the line in that. And I guess it's just going back and resetting.
Yeah, and I think like she said, like they were starting to, as we said, they started to get that really run on and that really fast play, and you could kind of see that then they stopped and they settled and they reset back to that nice controlled in this weather as well. So I think that ability to adapt has really helped them today in that win.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Lauren Morgan, thank you so much for joining us again. I wish it was in nicer conditions, but we've been dry under here. We're probably in probably one of the best places at the moment. But look, thank you. Good luck for the rest of the season, and we might see you again later in the year.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Lauren.
Thanks.
This has been O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community. .0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
price until half-time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half-price selected beers until half-time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Wangaratta Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.